we're crashing toward another debt doomsday. Can you believe this? The U.S. blowing through its $18 trillion debt limit, and the Treasury is taking all these wacky, extraordinary measures to avoid what it says will be sure disaster. But it's the shell game being played out that yet again unnerves folks who think investors just might lose confidence. I suspect they're used to this, but that doesn't mean I endorse this. Hadley, Heath Manning, and Carrie Sheffield say that it's more the same. So, Hadley, with more of the same, it means we become more of a joke, don't we?
Well, sadly, Neil, these so-called extraordinary measures have become pretty commonplace as the U.S. Treasury has used them in 2011, 2013, 2014, and now 2015. So it's not really extraordinary anymore.
What happens, though? Does it make people think they'll never get their handle on this? This is the reason why S&P downgraded us a few years ago.
Well, it's interesting. So I used to work at Moody's. Moody's says what we have now is par for the course. So I think about it in the short run and the long run. Short run, the full faith and credit of the United States is not compromised. We can pay our debt. We can pay our interest. That's fine. Long run, we are screwed. Candidate Obama, 2008, he accused Bush of being unpatriotic for expanding the debt to $9 trillion. It's doubled. If that's not unpatriotic,
but you argue we can pay our
is.
bills because we can print money. A lot of countries can't do that to the degree we can. But that's hardly a saving grace, right?
Right. No, I mean, as I said, it's the short run versus the long run. In the long run, we are in trouble.
You know, but these games are going to keep playing out, and one of these days it's going to be like passing a live grenade. Someone's going to get blown up, and I suspect, Hadley, it could be us.
Well, that's right. The extraordinary measures and the debt limit aren't really the problems. They're symptoms of the problem, which is the national debt itself, which continues to grow and will continue to grow if we don't do, as Congressman Fleming mentioned, reform the mandatory spending part of our budget, which continues to be on autopilot, growing every year, pushing us towards a government deficit. This year will be $468 billion.
You know, unless we get entitlements under control, too, it's a wasted effort. And I think the ratings agencies look at this and say, it's not that you in America are really that great. Just compared to the rest of the world, you're better off.
That's true. Well, you know, in 2006, Senator Obama voted against increasing the debt limit. And now he's 180 degrees. He doesn't care. And so this is, I think Republicans should hold firm. They should demand some sort of reforms. Entitlement reforms.
You're not arguing for a default or a shutdown.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
And as I said, that's not what's going to happen.
Right.
I'm just saying in terms of expanding the debt increase, there needs to be some sort of tit for tat, because by 2021, we're going to have to spend more on our interest payments than on defense.
Oh, no, you're right. But that's your generation's going to worry about that.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Hadley, what do you think of what she's saying, that eventually the chickens will come home to roost?
You know, I'm very skeptical about using default or breaking with the national debt limit as a bargaining chip, since no one's really willing to do that politically.
Right.
And it's not something that we should consider. But we do have to make the case, I believe, to the American people that without reform, we will end up taking much more drastic measures in the future to try to face this fiscal insolvency than the measures that the Treasury Department is taking right now.
Yeah, put off and put off. Carrie, thank you. Hadley, thank you. We'll see how it all